No.
Hi everyone, welcome to episode 6 of Pass You. I am Anthony Argueta alongside Chris Calandro.
Wait,
and
wait,
we
wait,
have
wait.
an Alex
Wait.
Yes.
I'd like to personally introduce you to our special guest, Alex Cedric. It has been quite a while. Nice to see you, sir.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
He finally renewed his contract.
Budapest let him out of customs, So
I want
They
to
pay me in beer.
I
So
want to start off with
Beer.
the Devils.
I knew you were going to.
So I'm guessing it's okay.
I guess.
I might edit the Undertaker's theme right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The funeral dirge.
Like I'm not like
The Death
as a
March.
fan. I'm obviously not like giving up.
Yeah.
But I'm fucking giving up.
So is Peter DeBoer now Paul Bearer?
No.
Just raising the urn to try to get them to rise from the
Too,
dead?
too soon, man. Too soon.
Hey, they're using it in the storyline on TV. It's not too soon,
Yeah.
okay? So,
Yeah, I don't understand that, but
well, it's for another day.
Yeah.
Fandango.
Or for another podcast.
Fandango.
Oh, it's not Fandango?
Oh, it's Fandango.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's horse shit, but continue, please.
Like I said, we talked about last week, and I'm still saying it. People want DeBoer's head. I don't understand it.
I don't get it.
Like, the thing that pisses me off the most is the Devils are a playoff team. They absolutely should be a goddamn playoff team.
Should be.
Yeah.
Look,
They can't score goals.
when one of your star players, who is your offense, goes down,
Yeah.
of course you're going to struggle.
Right.
And to say that it's the coach's fault, or even try to blame it on the personnel. Look, I get it. They should be able to score, but he is the cog of that offense.
He's
You know,
unbelievably valuable.
Have you seen
Unbelievably
the power play work without him? It doesn't. It doesn't work
That's
without
what
him.
happens. Kovalchuk is gone, and bad things happen. You can't. It's like they panic on the ice almost.
Yeah, and I mean, it still also will come back to the fact that, all right, you never really did replace Parisi, which
You did, Bobby Butler. You did.
He's gone already.
The new number 9.
Yeah.
No, not the new number 9. It's Jacob Jones.
You said he was the new number 9, Bobby Butler. I remember that.
What's that?
You said Bobby Butler's the new number 9 when he first came up,
Well, he was wearing-
replacing Zach Parisi. And he's gone.
He was wearing number 9.
I know, but like Parisi's the number 9
Yeah.
of the Devils.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, obviously.
You know.
But now Jacob Josephson has that number.
Yeah, but
They're
the
all
point
bad.
is, without a Parisi type, and now Kovalchuk down with an injury, who's your star player? Brodeur.
He actually doesn't shoot.
Yeah, exactly.
Which pisses me off because he has a really good shot. He just doesn't utilize it. You got guys like Zajac in a season-long slump.
Mhm.
Clarkson started off hot and hasn't done anything since. Chris that said last week he thought it was the defense, but it's not the defense outside of Marek Zalitsky. Their shooting percentages is dog shit.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to, and it's the reason they're not going to make the playoffs this year, and it's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, obviously things could still change, but I was really looking forward to, that end of the season matchup between the Devils Rangers
Meaning
and
something.
hoping
Two games, yeah. There's two
hoping-
games.
Yeah,
It's
hoping
home
it means something.
No, it's both at the Garden.
Oh, they are both
Yeah.
Garden.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if like I said, there's still plenty of time. Things could change, but as at the current trajectory, it's going to mean something for the Rangers, and it's going to mean spoiler for the Devils.
They
which,
have to run the table, the Devils, to
Yeah.
make the playoffs,
and
still
and,
get help.
and help. Yeah,
Pretty much, yeah. Because now you're tied with Buffalo. You still got to jump, leapfrog
Jets.
Winnipeg,
Yeah.
and then the Rangers in 8th.
yeah. And they're 4 points, correct, or 6 points behind the Rangers.
6 points after last night.
Yeah. 'Cause the Rangers got 2 last night
Yeah.
in those wonderful 3-point games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The-
that was up 40.
The thing that's crazy to me is that in NHL 500, the Devils are 1 game under. In actual 500, they're 15 and 26.
Wow.
Yeah.
15 and
Counting all
26
overtime
with the
losses,
overtime losses.
Yeah.
It's like ridiculous.
Yeah, but that's a common thing though. Like even if
But
you look at the standings last year, you get that too.
But like I think in the shorter season, all these overtime losses kill you.
Those extra
Yeah.
points.
They
that's
kill
an
you.
Extra what? What are they? How many?
You win 5 of those games.
They have
That's-
10
you're
overtime
in-
losses. That's an extra
Yeah.
20 points. Another 10
Yeah,
points.
another 10 points.
You win
and
5
that's
of them.
huge.
You're in
Yeah.
good shape.
I mean, that puts them with Toronto, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
Yeah, we put the Devils at 50 points and Toronto at 51.
yeah.
So
like we said, if without the hot start, it'd be even worse.
yeah, they'd be a lottery pick.
Yeah.
They are lucky that they had that
Well, I
hot
mean,
start.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of lottery pick, is this year they're gonna start the bottom 14 or is that next year?
I have no idea.
I thought it was, to be honest, I thought it was this year, but
This year?
I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not-
don't quote me on
Yeah, I
that.
don't know either.
I
I would assume so because I think it's all the CBA started for this season, so I
Yeah.
would assume so.
yeah.
Probably.
I know we didn't talk about this, but I just want to discuss. What do you guys feel about the shootout? I keep reading a lot of hate against it, and I'm
I
not.
like the shootout, to be honest with
Yeah.
you.
I
Especially when the Devils are doing well, like last year.
Yeah.
This year, I hate it, but I
I'm
think it's.
I'm kind of done with it.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm over it pretty
Alright,
much.
So what's your?
I'd rather go back to ties personally.
No.
I
Oh
really
yeah,
would.
Absolutely.
I
not,
really
no.
would.
I hate ties.
yeah,
I'm
I
sorry.
can't stand
you
ties.
need some sort of closure. You can't walk
Don't
out
become Stephen
after
A. Smith,
paying
Chris.
$70,
No.
for a ticket. You can't walk out of the building and say, "Well, that was that."
But if you have like a 0-0 tie and you have a game determined by a skills competition where one team may be a little stronger than the other, it makes sense. All right, these two teams played a hell of a game, and in a tie.
All right,
That's it.
so this is what I don't understand about this argument. You know, people keep calling it a skills competition. All right, let's look at soccer for a second. They do penalty shots. Hockey does penalty shots as well.
Yes.
You get a penalty shot if you're on a breakaway and you're
Fouled.
awarded it. Yeah, and you're fouled.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's not really a skills competition if it's a component of the game. A skills competition would be, all right, hey, Rangers, Devils, okay, you're tied. Who has the hardest slap shot? Go.
Yeah.
That's a skills competition.
Accuracy.
Yeah, you know,
But
like that would be.
When you have a penalty shot in the play of game in the heat of the moment in the 60 minutes, do you ever see anybody doing like these, you know, spinoramas in the crease and stuff like
No.
that? You never
I
see
said that
it.
last week.
You never see
weeks ago, like that whole Jeff Blake spin around move. I want to see someone do
Yeah.
it on a breakaway.
That would
like,
be
in real
yeah.
time.
That would be interesting.
That would
If
be
it
that'd be
is
awesome.
I'd still be like, oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So you know, I personally enjoy the shootout.
They gotta fix that. They gotta fix the
wouldn't-
point
the points-
structure.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
mind if they
Do that.
fixed the point structure
Three-
or the format
three
and
for a
went
win in regulation.
or even went like, you know, for instance, you know, how they talk about 3-on-3 overtime, 5 minutes. I wouldn't even mind that, but the idea is they
It'd be very
can't.
weird.
They just can't really go back to a tie because I hated
Yeah.
it as a child walking out of the building.
Yeah.
You know, watching the whole game and it ends 1-1 or 2-2. You know, it's a very empty feeling as a fan, and I just don't think there's a place for it, especially with how much money all these games cost.
Hey, in '96, I saw Sabres Devils at Continental Airlines Arena. Nothing. Hasek Brodeur. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was like 35 shots each. It was like
Wow.
this was
Different era,
was
though.
tremendous.
Yeah,
That's true.
No, but I feel the way about
Yeah, an
ties.
era
the
with
way I
ties,
feel
you're
about the 2-line pass.
yeah.
Never come back to this game ever
Yeah.
again.
Well, the two-line pass should stay away.
It should stay away, but at the same time, if the 2-line pass were in the game still, you'd have a lot less concussions, which it's
Probably.
kind of a double-edged sword
Yeah.
because players can build up so much more speed. It is so good for the game to have no 2-line pass, but player safety, if you're really concerned about that,
Which
that is
they're
something.
not.
Yeah, which they obviously are not.
But we can go back to the Devils here.
Yeah.
I mean, they got 7 games left. 7 games.
7,
left.
yeah.
I think 7 wins still doesn't guarantee him a spot because it would be 58 points.
Well, how many
58
teams do they play above 500 or
No.
in the playoffs?
They have
Or
40
in the
points,
playoff
the Devils, right?
That was at 40 points.
So it'd be 54 points. 7 games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking they had more.
40. They have 44.
Yeah. But I know they have. I think they have Pittsburgh one more time. I know they had the Rangers twice.
Yeah.
Right there.
So that's, you know, that's a tough 3 games right there.
That's you know, effectively the Rangers series is going to be a 8-point series.
Mhm.
You know,
It's very possible.
and I know the Rangers aren't going to want to lose. I know that
No.
for a fact.
No.
It's just. I had said before the season I thought there would be a bubble team anyway. I thought a 6th place team,
Yeah.
like at the absolute best. But I did not expect them to play to not score, but play this well. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before.
Yeah. Speaking of early season predictions, you heard it here first, people. We talked about how Toronto was good. We jumped on the bandwagon early. We also talked about how Columbus wasn't that bad. You heard those both here
They're
first.
hanging around.
Just saying.
Yeah.
The Blue Jackets are hanging
yeah.
around. The Leafs
Give us
are
the
solidifying.
credibility.
Yeah, exactly. We're not geniuses, but we did nail those too. So.
Good guessers.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see with the Rangers moving forward. Obviously, you know, whether they make the playoffs or not, that's, yes, a very genuine concern. But for me, it's how do they approach the next 6 or 7 games, or how many they have left? Do they rest Lundqvist at all?
7 games left.
I mean, I know now they have a bit of an off until they play Philly on Tuesday, but, you know, Hank started, the past 15, 16 games?
I think if you beat the Flyers in the next game, you start Lundqvist against the Panthers. Because
You
it's
would?
back-to-back. You have Florida at home and then on the road in Buffalo.
So you would start...
You got to give Baron one of these next 3
okay.
games.
Oh, so you would start Baron for the...
Baron, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Baron against the Panthers
Yeah.
at home. Let
Yeah, and-
Lundqvist go in Buffalo and let him take in Philly.
Yeah, and that's probably how they should do it because I mean,
But they may not because
they may not,
Tortorella
'cause
likes
if-
to ride him. Like, here you go.
yeah, and
Henrik, get out there.
see, it's really tough because they need to make the playoffs, but also they need a higher position because you can't go against Pittsburgh in the first round.
You got to take it a game at a time. Like I said, if
And
you win
that
the
is
Flyer
true.
game, then you can be a little more,
Yeah. The very lucky thing right now is
Flexible.
Hank has 2 days off instead of just the normal one against Philly, and he had 3 or 4 days off, in between the last 2 games, and last night's win over the Islanders. So he's getting mini breaks, but he does need, where it's just like, all right, 4 days he gets the rest because you can't have him dying halfway through a series like he did
Impossible.
against Washington when they were up 3-0, and you could just see he was so tired.
A few years ago.
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah, I believe that was 2000.
It was 08-09.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. The famous Brashear incident, and then we signed him the next
Yeah.
next year.
Don Brashear's the man.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're in a good spot right now. Even though it's only 8th and it's precarious, I still think they're in a good spot because
Yeah.
I don't think Winnipeg's going to maintain anything
No.
at all.
Yeah, I mean, you can't
I think
solidify that at all.
I think Winnipeg is still going to try and fight out the Capitals,
I mean, yeah.
yeah.
but the Capitals have turned it on big time. I don't see them falling out of
Yeah,
the division anytime soon.
Ovechkin.
Came back from the dead.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
leading
I
the league
guess
in
that,
goals.
So ready to say, how do you fix him? And then, okay,
Yeah.
I got this.
Yeah, I guess that buyout article is null and void now. Yeah, I mean, he's not only is he lighting up the scoreboard, but he's now entered the conversation, which probably is a good segue to
Yeah.
our individual awards. He's in the conversation for the Hart Memorial, and
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
could arguably be the leading candidate.
He's dominating.
Yeah, he is just. Oh my God, it's fun to watch when a player is that good and is
And
playing.
just that dominant,
Yeah.
Back to what he used to be.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Do you want to? I mean, do you have any more local stuff, or do you want to get right to the?
I mean,
I mean, I can't say anything else.
Yeah.
I'm tired of saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over. Like I'm tapped out.
I'm just going to keep going back to the same thing I've been saying ever since we started the show. I just don't understand the team. I don't understand them.
No.
I don't understand them, and we're not going to understand them.
Both teams.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't understand anybody in the league. Forget it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Rangers Devils, I don't understand either of them.
Yeah.
Why they're in the positions that they're in, because in
makes
theory,
sense.
they should both be in better spots.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it is what it is. Wait till the end of the season and see what happens.
I mean, it's kind of humorous in a very sad way. You've seen the Rangers time and time again have such a great opportunity to leapfrog a bunch of teams, to help themselves out immensely, and they've just said, "Nah, we're not going to play tonight."
yeah.
Yeah,
Take a
we're
night
kinda
off.
Now,
feeling this tonight.
again, I don't know if that's an indictment on how they feel about Tortorella, if they've just grown weary of his, brash act, or if, they're just not the team that they were or are expected to be. I don't really know because, like Chris said, I don't know what their identity is,
Nope.
and I don't
And
know if anyone does.
It's not a good sign on April 14th. What are we on?
Yeah.
That we're not
Yeah.
still trying to find out their identity.
Yeah, in a shortened season with 8 games remaining,
Their identity is 8th place Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
That's their identity, and you know what? So be it.
I mean, I don't like maybe they took that Kings motto to heart and said, hey, we can just turn it on at the end of the season.
Well, they do have Taylor Pyatt, so that'll. help.
Yeah, so that'll do something. And Brian Boyle is now our second liner, so
Oh,
Hey,
geez.
Boyle had a strong game last night. He finally actually took the puck wide and cut to the middle of the net for
Yeah.
the first time all year. I was like, wow, you
Yeah.
are a big man. You should do that every time.
Did they win in overtime or shootout?
Overtime.
overtime.
Derek Brassard. I'll
Yeah.
stay on this for 1 minute. Brassard made this sick saucer pass
yeah,
to
that was
Girardi.
I
nice.
told you he was gonna be good, man.
Girardi just apparently he closed his eyes and took a shot,
Yeah.
and it went blocker
And
side top corner. It was
He-
ridiculous.
Yeah, it was a beautiful shot. Brassard's a very good player. I know they've talked about it. I'm just going to touch upon it briefly. My thoughts. Look, the trade, yes, Brassard's a good piece. Moore is going to be a very good defenseman, great skater, big body. The trade was not to make the Rangers a better team. The trade was more about Tortorella and him not liking Gabrick's style of play.
And freeing cap space.
And yes, freeing cap space, which they needed to do, and I completely understand that.
That's what I think the biggest
But
part of it was.
the second phase of this trade and this move has to be now that you buy out Richards at the end of the season.
You think so?
You cannot afford to take
I
the
asked you that
chance.
last week.
A lot of Ranger fans are saying that. I mean, you kind of have to do it, but you buy him out and say, Brad, you want to come back for
Well,
3.5,
you can't
4?
actually. Apparently,
Yeah, they're not allowed to.
You can't do that?
Someone
I
and
just
buy
I
them.
just looked at that because
So you can't do that at
I've
all.
been saying the same thing. They buy him back and say, "Hey, Brad, we'll sign you on the cheap." I mean, we gave you a ton of money as is.
You know what? I guess that makes
But-
sense. By buying him out, you're penalizing yourself.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
the idea is you can't restructure, and if you buy out a player, they have to sign with someone else.
And I think it has to be at least a year.
It could be, and then
Like
it
he
could
gets
be,
on a year, and
but
then
it could be
come
one of
back.
those things where, hey, he signs with another team, and then you talk to that GM and say, hey, we're going to trade for him.
Yeah.
That's very possible. But I'm sorry. Look, you can't bank on the fact that, hey, he's going to have a really dedicated offseason, and at age 33, 34, he's going to bounce back. That just typically doesn't happen. And at 6.6 cap hit a year, when you have Lundqvist and Callahan free agents in 2 years, you can't take the risk.
And you got to re-sign Stepan and Hagel and McDonough.
And
It's
McDonough.
like-
And the Flyers are going to come hard at McDonough, just like they came hard at Shea Weber. They have no reason not to. They need a shutdown defenseman, and McDonough is
Luke
that.
Schen's not really.
Luke Schen's good. He's just not there yet.
Yeah. He's still young, right? He's like 20.
21.
Around there.
And the unfortunate thing for the Flyers is if they had Pronger, he'd be the perfect mentor
absolutely,
to him.
yeah.
But
Which he actually might be coming back next season. I saw something a couple weeks ago.
Really?
I've heard that. I think
he
he's
makes
just kind of.
progress.
I think he's just
Progress
kinda
is
done, to be
good.
honest.
Progress is good.
Yeah, I hope for
I
his
hope-
sake as a human
yeah.
being that he
Yeah.
makes progress. But I just think he's done.
I always like Pronger.
I did too.
He's
I
got
mean,
he's got
nasty.
great wit. He's got
Yeah.
that
Nasty.
snarl to his game.
Yeah. I mean, he's a perfect flyer.
Yeah. Oh,
Perfect
yeah.
flyer.
He is the epitome of Flyers.
Yeah. But all right, let's do the trophy candidates.
do it.
Thanks, Mike Woodson. Thank you.
We told
love.
I just did pretty much Vezina, Hart, Jack Adams, Norris, Calder, and Selke.
Okay.
What sport is this?
PGA Tour.
Oh, gotcha.
Obviously, you're not a golfer.
No, I'm not.
Neither am I. I know something happened with Tiger Woods yesterday or 2 days ago, or I don't.
Oh yeah, he was
Illegal
penalized
drop.
2 strokes because he did an illegal drop.
I mean, who gives a damn? Jesus Christ. It doesn't matter.
Tiger. Does anybody else find that Tiger Woods was much more interesting when he was banging porn stars? I mean,
Well, now he's got Lindsey Vonn, so that's
Yeah,
not bad.
Is he really?
Yeah,
yeah,
with a broken leg. So should be an interesting time.
yeah.
We can go. Let's go with the lesser ones first.
Go ahead.
Do Selke?
Sure.
Do you want me to go first?
Taylor Pyatt. He's my answer to everything.
Okay. Okay. But all right. So who is your Selke?
Best two-way forward?
Yeah.
I think there's only one option. Pavel Datsyuk.
Datsuk.
I mean,
yeah,
that's it.
I
absolutely.
actually have a rebuttal to that.
Oh,
Ilya
what?
Kovalchuk. Which
Ooh.
is so weird to
Oh.
say that after the years.
Yeah. You know,
It's
he leads the league in
interesting.
shorthanded goals. Last time I checked.
yeah.
He's responsible. I think maybe I put him in here just because of that part
Yeah.
and because of just the leaps and bounds he's made since he's been here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I agree that he's become much better defensively.
I think he's
and
definitely got to be in the conversation.
Also, like a guy like Jonathan Taves. too.
Yeah, I think if you talk about Kovalchuk in the conversation, he's got to be on the fringe of it. But he, bringing up his name in the conversation is no longer a shock.
Yeah.
With that being said, yeah, it's Datsuk all the way. The point with Kovalchuk is, it's hard to say he deserves it because of where he once was versus where he once is.
It's not really fair.
That's not really how the award should be given. But with that in mind, he has made tremendous strides in terms of his overall game. And, it's crazy to think and watch him play the penalty kill and think that, not only is he a good penalty killer, but he's also a threat at all times to score.
So you're Selke. It's still
Oh, yeah, it's Datsuk.
deal.
Yeah.
Calder. I think this might be I think it's I have Jonathan Huberdeau.
I was going to
Yeah.
say that too.
Yeah.
Or Tarasenko or
I want to
I
say
like-
it was Conacher for a little bit.
Well,
but he fell off.
Yeah,
I
I
have
like
a question.
Tarasenko a lot.
I have a question. Is Nazem Kadri still considered a rookie?
That's what I thought.
If
I
that
don't
he
know,
is-
I think he is.
If he is, then
Oh,
he's a
is he?
Calder.
no,
Yeah.
actually, no, I don't think he is.
I thought I thought he played,
I don't think he
the
played
minimum amount of games
last year. Check it out. See if he's still a rookie.
Because I from what I've remembered, he's not a rookie. Because if he was, then obviously I think it's
Yeah.
all his.
Something tells me he may still be considered a rookie. I don't know. And apparently
I
Don
don't
Don
think he
Cherry
is.
kissed him on the cheek or something
Yeah,
like that.
Do
yeah.
you know how many
Weird.
goals he has?
15, 16?
No, he's not then. Because the leading rookie is Huberdeau with 13.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not rookie.
Scratch that.
Well, and he's what, the first player of Serbian descent, or what nationality?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of
Is
the
that what he is?
he's one of the Middle Eastern countries. I thought it was Serbia, but I'm not entirely sure.
Canadian.
Well, I think his family,
So he's like from.
yeah, but like
Okay.
his parents
It's
were,
like Scott Gomez with the Hispanic.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes. The Mexican.
Yeah.
The Mexican.
right.
So do we all take Huberdeau or do you guys take?
I would take
Tarasenko.
Yeah.
Huberdeau, Tarasenko. I mean,
Is he back yet? He was there for a while.
let's see. Let's watch the game. See if he's on.
He's not even on the rookie list at all. I think just because he's missed so much time.
I mean,
Yeah.
I would probably go with Huberdeau. I think because I've seen more of him and he's phenomenal out there.
Okay, that's cool. NHL.com, don't work with me. That's cool.
Yay!
All right. My Jack Adams pick. I think this is why I said it before the show. I think this is going to be a little of a shocker. I think Randy Carlyle. What
I
he's done
don't-
with Toronto is just
Yeah,
shocked the world, except for us because we called this.
I don't think it's a shocker at all that you
No.
would pick Carlisle. Not at all. No.
Who do you pick?
I mean, I would.
There's
I-
a
I'm-
lot of candidates. Like you have.
There are. There are at least
Chicago,
4 or
you have to
5
give Joe
candidates.
Quenneville a little bit.
yeah. I mean,
Star-studded roster, but you still have to put it together.
yeah, it's quite amazing, and that streak probably
Yeah.
guarantees him the award.
Same thing with Bylsma.
Yeah. However, with that in mind, and Anthony said this, so I'm not trying to take credit for it, but I agree that in all fairness, you really have to eliminate Chicago and Pittsburgh from the conversation if you really want to talk about the coaching merit award.
Mhm.
Because
Absolutely.
I mean, those rosters, I'm sorry, a monkey could have coached them to
Yes.
this victory.
I said it
I
before,
think-
but we could get them.
Yeah, I think the coach of Columbus, the name escapes me right now.
Todd Richards.
Yeah, I think he's got to be in the conversation.
I don't know.
Jack Capuano from the Islanders, I think, also has to be in the
Absolutely.
conversation. From years of futility now to whether they make the playoffs or not doesn't really matter. The fact that
still
they're
good,
relevant
yeah.
and they're actually playing relevant hockey is immensely huge, and that also that it will come back. I'll mention that again in another award. So
Michel Therrien.
Yeah, I think it's a safe.
absolutely.
I think it's a safe bet that Jack Adams will reside in Canada between Michel Therrien, Paul McLean, or Randy Carlisle. What McLean has done with the Senators ridiculous.
last
oh,
2
absolutely,
years.
especially
Yeah.
with all the injuries.
Yes.
that they've
Yeah,
gone
Spets
through.
is-
absolutely.
Spets has been dead. Carlson's dead.
Anderson went down for
was
what,
was
15
dead.
Carlson's actually skating.
Well, that's
Yeah.
good.
That is ridiculous.
That's
They're
awesome.
talking about how he may come back for like the last 2 games of the season.
Well, that's
Really?
that's good to see.
That is fantastic because that dude, his tendon was gone.
Yeah, it was. It
If
was
I-
a
That's-
sick play.
If I had to pick right now, I would just lean towards McLean only
McLean.
because of all the injuries.
All injuries.
Yeah.
But any one of those 3, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't think-
Those should be the 3 right there.
the
Yeah,
injuries. Yeah, the injuries really help him. But also, I mean, how Montreal went from a middling team to
Oh,
a
look at
very
this.
dominant team. Wow, there's a
NBC,
major
Sunday
scrum.
on NBC. We have the Blues and the Hawks, and it's been scrappy.
Yeah, and
Victor Stahlberg
Stahlberg
just
going
grabs
after, yeah.
just grabs somebody's ass. Oh god.
Which, by the way, Chris, what jersey do you have on?
I have my Lady Liberty Rangers jersey
Circa
from the
1997.
Well, no, actually, this is like 98, 99. It was their white one.
I have my
The Gretzky
uh,
days.
I have my 2002. 2002, I think this was.
Yes.
Salt
Yes.
Lake USA jersey.
Just get a name on it.
And I have my new Linden Deli
Woo!
softball jersey on because my softball season starts today. So
That's how this all started. Oh, a little trick right there by Berglund.
Nice.
Try to see what else happens. Oh.
oh wow, that's
okay.
yeah, that'll do it.
Who was that? That's not Shacker.
He elbowed him in the elbow.
Oh,
Holy
that should
crap.
be Shanaban.
I don't think he got him in the head.
No, I don't think so.
Unfortunately, Toes lowers his head for whatever
It's
reason. so-
bright and sad.
Oh, sad. Sorry.
Sad.
Yeah, well, he's really sad now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went there.
All
Oh,
right.
I had a great joke last night. This wasn't even in my comedy show. We were just talking, and my friends were telling me about how they went to a cat funeral, and so I said,
God.
"Was it an open cat skit?"
Oh lord. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And what was their reaction to that?
I don't know if they heard it or they just kind of did what you guys did, and we're just like, "Oh, really?"
That's tremendous stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
I
the
like it.
comedian of the group. You are, but I wouldn't put that in my. Oh, Shaw wasn't even side, was it? I don't fucking
Yeah.
know. Who is Sissy 5 anyway? Norris Trophy, I'm going PK Subban.
Oh, absolutely. That's,
Really?
That's
I didn't think you were
that's what I was gonna say.
It was Subban or actually Ryan Suter's put his way into the.
Yes, he has,
has
but
put his way.
I still think it's Subban.
I would lean towards Suter, I think.
Yeah.
I would
I mean,
I would lean towards Suter.
yeah.
Well, the thing about Suter too is he has a lot going for him because the idea is, yes, he was always considered a great defender, but they kind of wondered, hey, is he, a product of Shea Weber or the system? And he's proven that he is a star on his own right. So
Yeah.
good for him.
Yeah, so I mean, I think either one is a good pick. So we have the Hart or the Vezina.
Let's do the Vezina and
Yeah,
establish.
the Vezina is a very interesting one in my opinion.
I think
this
so
year.
too. There's a lot of things. Like,
Yeah.
people are saying Bobrovsky.
Bobrovsky deserves to be in the conversation.
Bob
He doesn't
has
deserve
come
to
up
win
big.
it.
No.
Bob has been big.
I'm sorry. I think right now it's Tuukka Rasks
That's
to lose.
That's who I.
Because you have Craig Anderson who has 1.53 goals against, but he's played in like 16 games. Ray Emery's got like 17. He's 17-1, and he's got like a 1.9 goals against. Point is, Tuukka Rask has played in 30 games, and he's got a 1.91 or something like that. So, I'm sorry.
Split the Vezina. Emery and Crawford. Done.
Yeah.
Just give it to the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks win the Vezina.
It's so crazy. You have 2 Blackhawks on the top.
Yeah.
In the top 5.
Well, you want to know something even crazier, which I'll talk about, when we talk about our next award. If you look at the top plus minuses, 3 of them are Penguins.
Yeah. Kunitz, Dupuis, and still Sidney Crosby.
Dupus. I have to interject somebody in the Vezina conversation only because of my sheer fandom. Has anybody seen Lundqvist's numbers lately?
Oh, he's in the conversation. He won't win. He's at a 2.06.
206
But
goals
his
against.
save percentage is at like 9.3 or
928.
928.
And 19
he's
wins.
second in the league, right?
Yeah, I mean,
It's ridiculous.
Last time we looked at all this, like we were comparing like Brodeur and Lundqvist. It was Brodeur up by like a half of a point or something. Brodeur stayed the same. And Lundqvist is now in the 7th.
Lundqvist has turned it on.
Yeah,
Lundqvist has turned it on big time.
You know what the
First shutout last year.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's crazy to think about
Unbelievable.
because he's played some, the last 15 games, he's just played unbelievable.
Ever since he went on his little tirade after the game,
Yeah.
I think it was in Carolina or something like that, he just
You know what's
said, "You know what?
crazy, though? If the Rangers had come out of the gate and played like they should have, Lundqvist could have had, another straight 30-season win because he's played in enough games where if he's won even now, let's talk about 5 more of those games, he'd be at 24-25 with 8 left. So, obviously...
I'll give you guys $20 if you can name 3 people off the list of the top wins, the top 5 wins of goalies.
Goalies?
Yeah.
Marc-Andre Fleury,
Fleury's
Antti
one.
Niemi.
We didn't shake it, just saying. We didn't shake.
I don't need your money, Ant. Niemi's up there,
Yeah, it's Fleury
Lundqvist.
with 21, Niemi with 20, Nicholas Backstrom with 20.
Yeah. Lundqvist, right?
Evgeny Nabokov.
Yeah.
Oh, Nabokov has been
Has
tremendous.
20.
He has been
and Lundqvist
very
with
good.
19.
Nabokov's the only reason why the Islanders are in it, I think, almost.
Absolutely, and-
Because Nabokov has carried
No,
them.
Johnny T.
Oh, that's
Oh,
true.
yeah,
Johnny
That's true,
T.
Johnny T. I forgot about Johnny T.
You know what? Their whole forward core, because even Josh Bailey and Kyle Poso, they play very underrated roles in that
Matt
team
Molson.
because they are very good two-way players. Yes, the offense hasn't been there for both of them all season, but they're starting to turn it on, both of them now collectively. So it's a very good young team. If they had another really good defender, they'd be a lot better, but
Yeah.
they don't. So that maybe is something they adjust in the
Mark
offseason.
Streit, is he back? He was hurt for a while, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's back. He
He's
played
back,
last
okay.
night.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I mean, outside of him, who did he really have?
I mean,
Hamonic?
they're saying Hammer.
The Hammer, as they call him at the Coliseum. The Hammer.
Yeah, but he's not there yet,
No.
you know.
No, yeah, they're like a short piece away from them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They're doing well right now.
They are, and good for them.
So the MVP, Alex, you have definition of MVP right there, don't you?
Yes.
Read me the definition of MVP.
This is very important to remember, people, when you are talking about the MVP. The Hart Memorial Trophy is an annual award given to the player judged to be the most valuable to his team.
Yes.
With
So-
that, I have co finalists.
So-
I'm prefacing. I want to preface it by saying I'm not giving it to Horsey. Screw him.
Is Hershey
Crosby.
Okay.
No, not doing
Oh
it.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not giving the Crosby.
If you go back to the definition, he's eliminated from the conversation. When you have a team with Chris Kunitz, Pascal Dupuis, which that you can argue that he turned into because of Crosby. But then you've got the second best player in the world on your team.
Jerome McGinley.
Then you just added Jerome McGinley, and you apparently for the first half of the season had the Norris Trophy leader with Chris Letang. Then you had Brooks Orpik. You're really telling me Sidney Crosby is the most valuable player to his team?
You
He's
didn't
got-
say James Neal.
and the real deal. That's right.
Yeah,
and
and
Brendan
it's-
Morrow.
And Crosby's missed now, 22 games? How many have the Penguins won? Oh, that's right, 19 of those games. Yeah, Crosby's really so valuable to his team.
And they have Bo
Not saying
Bennett.
he's not a good player, but he's
He's
not
the
most
best player in the
valuable.
world, but he's
No.
not the most valuable to his team.
They got Bo Bennett.
yeah.
You need Bo Bennett references.
He's
You
my
love that
favorite.
Bo Bennett.
He's my favorite.
But my finalists are John Tavares,
Yes.
which I stated like the first week of the season.
Love it.
I think we
did.
Yeah.
And Alexander Ovechkin.
I
think he has to be in there.
I think it's a slam dunk now that he wins. To tell you the truth.
I agree. I think
Popularity contest.
right now the top 3 are Ovechkin, Tavares, and you got to put Stamkos in the conversation as well. Not that
Why?
they're a playoff team, because without Stamkos they would be in an abject poverty. They would be the last place team.
They're only they have 37 points. So
Yeah.
5 points out of being.
if you looked at the true definition of MVP, you know who's an MVP candidate?
Who?
Ilya Kovalchuk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, but
Yeah.
the void he has right now is.
It's, I mean, stuff
it's
like
glaring.
that. That's how I wish the MVP was judged on.
Exactly. I think I mentioned this on like the first or second podcast.
Well, you've only done 2 with us, so.
But like, so for instance, okay, to cross sports, Peyton Manning when he was injured and the Colts went 1 in 15.
Yeah, that says a
Then
lot.
honestly, if you're judging it by the definition of the award, Peyton Manning's the MVP of that year because the team is so bad without him that they don't win. They win 1 game.
And then he went to Denver and they won the division and everything. It's
And then even the year before, they make the playoffs. They were expected to make a deep run.
Mhm.
So again, the interesting thing about sports writers, and I guess we are now somewhat a part of it, even though our voices don't carry that much weight, is they do a lot to inject themselves into history and into the conversation when they really shouldn't be. This weird interpretation now that they're going to say, oh, it's Crosby's award to lose, even though he hasn't played in fucking 3 weeks.
All right, he lost it by being out 3 weeks. He lost it. That's it.
He shouldn't.
And they're still winning.
He shouldn't have even been in the conversation in the first place. Like I said, when your team is that loaded, how are you the most valuable to your team?
That's why you have an Art Ross and a Rocket Richard.
Exactly. No one's debating that Crosby's not the best player in the world.
No, absolutely
It'd be
not.
foolish to say that. But to try to beef up his resume and his history so that he could go down as one of the greatest players of all time,
Get out of here.
fine. Make him earn it. Get rid of Malkin and show us that he can carry a team by himself.
I mean, if they're in the business of getting rid of one of those guys, I'll take them all.
Yeah,
You can take whoever you want.
Yeah, you can come to the Rangers.
It's like, with regards to MVP, I have a problem nominating a person who's in, let's say, the top 10 in scoring, who has a teammate who's also in like the top 10 in
top
scoring.
10.
Yeah, which would probably
It's no
eliminate
alignment.
Stamkos then.
What's that?
It's not a line mate.
What do you mean?
Like Malkin and Crosby.
Yeah.
But like,
Well, that
if
I
you go to like
like Crosby-
Kunitz and Crosby.
Yes.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
or like the Sedins. I don't think the Sedins should ever be.
No.
Yeah.
And that's why it's tough to say Stamkos because St. Louis right
St.
behind
Louis
him with
right
points. He's
behind
tied.
him. And St. Louis is like 3 points away from Crosby now too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got like 41 assists.
That's
St.
scary.
Louis.
He's got an assist a game.
Yeah.
An assist a
St. Louis
game.
got 50
And he's 37 years old.
Yep. And he's a midget.
That's true.
Yeah, he's got 41 assists. He's tied.
But I would definitely say Ovechkin just because the way he's turned it on and
Yeah.
the Caps
Oh,
are now
absolutely.
in prime
You got
spot
Ovechkin
number
too.
3.
Now, yeah, I think it's his to lose right now. Yeah, it's sad to say, how bad that division is that the Caps can turn it on against really crappy teams and be, first in their division. And I think this is what they're addressing with the new playoff format, which I don't entirely agree with, but I agree with this thing that the fact is the Caps get a third seed for, playing really bad hockey all year and beating teams that are really horrible. Really like
Well,
that's
Chris had alluded to this when we were first talking about the whole playoff format.
Yeah.
Of going the way that the basketball does it, like maybe not give them the 3rd seed, maybe give them the 4th seed and let someone move up one.
Yeah, like if you're third division winner, you can't finish any lower than 4th. If there's somebody who has more points that would have been seated below
Just
you,
one person, though.
bump them up. Just one
the
team.
First team.
yeah.
So like for
I
instance,
wouldn't mind that.
I wouldn't either.
So it would what? Who's in go to the standings. So right now, who's in 4th?
Boston,
So how many points they have? 50 something?
56.
So 56, they would be the 3 seed
Yeah.
and then move the Caps
Now,
down to
would
4.
they? I guess you really couldn't. Never mind. I was gonna say could they get the 2nd, but that would be a
Yeah.
division.
Yeah,
Well, in all
that-
honesty,
exactly.
I don't think the Caps make it out of the first
Actually, no.
round, no
All right,
matter who
let's
they
say-
play. So
That's why I want the Rangers to finish 6th.
Let's switch Montreal's points with Pittsburgh.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so Boston would then let's say Boston had more points than let's say Montreal and Boston had the top 2.
Well, here.
Could Boston theoretically get to number 2? And
I
then
would
drop
be-
the other 2 divisions down.
I
to
would
3
be
or 4.
okay with that. If there's another team that has more points than any of the division winners, they can jump up as high as they can.
I agree. That-
You just obviously can't get past the 1 because that would be your division.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's
That's how I would
That's just my
consider
point.
it because
and that'd be very fair.
the other team, Boston, has a great year. They should be somewhat rewarded. You know?
Yeah.
so. I mean, we're on the object of playoffs.
Yes.
Let's talk about matchups. We're, what 2 weeks away now from the playoffs?
Yeah.
Yes. Let's see.
Excuse me while I go cry in the corner. Chris wanted to do like a 1 through 16, like just the chaos.
Yeah, I mean, some of the matchups would be normal. Like you would have, for instance, if you had, like right now, if you had 1 versus 16, you'd have Blackhawks Stars. Okay, 2 versus 15 would be Penguins Rangers. But then it gets a little crazy. 3 is the Ducks. 14 is the Islanders. So you'd have Anaheim Islanders first round, which would be pretty crazy. Then you'd have Montreal Minnesota, 4 versus 13. which
That'd
is
be-
just ridiculous.
Coming March Madness.
That'd
Yeah.
be cool.
Five.
Now these 4-game series is one game.
Oh no, 7-game series,
7-game
baby.
series, awesome.
7-game series.
Started in January.
Bruins Capitals would be a constant one because same conference. But then you'd have the 6-11 Vancouver Ottawa.
That would be so
That
much
would be,
fun.
yeah.
And then you have LA and St. Louis. But then my most intriguing one would be the 8-9 Toronto San Jose.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
That's actually I'm calling
That would be
right
so
now,
cool.
That's my Stanley Cup pick.
Toronto and San Jose?
Yes.
That is a bold pick, my
That is
friend.
Yeah,
bold.
that's kind of why I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
But Toronto reminds me a lot of LA and a lot of New Jersey from last year, where they can forecheck you, they have good defense, and they can score goals
Yeah.
when they need to. Their question mark, which me and Alex got into,
Yeah,
like,
we
a little
talked- we-
discussion-
We
talked
talked about
it,
this during the week.
is James Reimer, and can he be that piece?
Yeah.
Optimus Rhyme.
Is that what they call him?
yes,
or is
Optimus Rhyme, yeah.
I was like,
He's a
point
good
at-
goalie.
Maple
Can he-
Leafs roll out.
Can he steal a series is going to be the question.
Yeah.
And, with the East, he's going to have to. Whether it's
Oh, absolutely.
in the first round, depending on the matchup, or, because, right now they would be slated to play Boston.
That's gonna be.
Boston's a very deep team.
Mhm.
They don't really have. Yes, Seguin's really good and stuff like that, but he's not really as dominant as maybe like a Phil Kessel or even.
But they have
you
4
know,
lines.
But they have 4 lines that could score, so he's going to need to steal that from Rask, and can he do that? That's ultimately going to be the question.
So in the East, if the playoffs ended today, like right now, you got Rangers, Penguins, 1 versus 8.
Which
I would actually go with the Rangers on this one.
really, I would,
I would.
I would love to agree with you. I think
they match up better than
they probably do,
They can
especially
play with
without,
them.
It
I
without
reminds me a lot
Crosby.
of-
But
it reminds me a lot of the Flyers Devils last year. The forecheck
Yeah.
can just grind the Penguins. down.
I agree, and Fleury will probably collapse and fold like a cheap deck of cards.
Playoffs,
Without Crosby. But the idea is, they're the Penguins, and they're going to get a lot of calls.
They
And
were the
it's-
Penguins last year.
Yeah, but again, the Flyers matched grit with them, and
Yeah.
they took Crosby and they turned him into an agitated player instead of play calm and collective.
Took him off the game.
So
Rangers Penguins, the guys who are going to be the problem are Tyler Kennedy, Matt
Yep,
Cook,
it-
Bo
always,
Bennett,
always.
Joe Vital, these scrubs who shouldn't
Yeah.
be any good.
They
They're going to be the
England.
problem.
they would
They're gonna be the
they'll
problem.
score like 6 goals and they'll
Exactly. Jerome McGinley will go 0 for the series.
Yeah.
James Neal will score 1 goal. But no, Tyler Kennedy will have 6 goals.
Yeah,
Do you think Ginla signs back? Or do you think he goes somewhere else?
I think he goes somewhere else.
Yeah,
You got
again, and
Potter?
I don't even know if it
No,
really
I don't
matters
know.
at this point. I mean,
Yeah.
Aginla,
He's looks so lost.
he really does, and
That's fine. I'll take
I
it.
haven't
Yeah.
seen a huge sample size with him on the Penguins. I've
Yeah,
just watched.
right, but
I've watched the 2 games that he
Yeah.
played, against the Rangers,
I'm
and
not-
he was irrelevant.
he wasn't
Yeah.
noticeable at all.
Irrelevant.
Yeah.
Quote Mike Rupp right there. You're
Yeah.
fucking irrelevant.
You're fucking irrelevant out here.
Rupper.
Morrow hasn't done much either.
No.
He just scored 2 goals last night,
Yeah, he
did.
but again, he still hasn't done much.
And Douglas Murray, he was not
yeah.
gonna get you points.
No.
Well, he's just a bruiser.
Yeah.
Murray. He's a big boy.
It's just amazing to think that they've got, again, these are shadows of their former selves, but they got these players without giving up 1 roster piece.
Or prospect.
Or a
One-
legitimate prospect.
One legitimate
Yeah.
prospect in Joe Morrow. That was it. Or
it's
the Morrow for Morrow deal.
it's amazing to think that can happen.
Ooh,
Yet the-
Jonathan Taves looks like he's hurt. Maybe he's just tired. I don't know. Looks tired for the okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right, but 2 for 7. You got Montreal on the Islanders.
That's an interesting series.
That would be very interesting.
That
I
would be
think
fun.
it's a 5-game series. Montreal wins.
Yeah, I think so too. But I think the Islanders could make a surprise run if
Yeah.
Nabokov really plays out of his
I
mind.
think so too.
They could extend that series. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, I think so,
absolutely.
too.
I just don't think, in all honesty, the Islanders are ready to make a deep run. I think it's a great story that they're gonna make it into the playoffs, hopefully. But I think, truthfully, them and, in my opinion, Toronto, both are gonna make it, but probably first round exits for both.
We're all Islanders. That's
Yeah.
all I'm gonna say. As the slogan would say, all over the place. Yeah,
Until they're in
Wow.
Brooklyn.
that's true.
Yeah, until they're in Brooklyn.
They're still gonna be the Islanders.
Yeah, that's true.
Are they gonna be Brooklyn Islanders or are they
Nope.
gonna be New York
No,
Still
Islanders?
New York
I think it's
Islanders.
still the New York
Same
Islanders.
thing. Hope they just get rid of the lacrosse jerseys. That's it.
Did they wear those yesterday?
No, a lot of fans did, and I laughed at them.
Why? Like I don't understand. I don't even own one of the Christmas tree jerseys. I probably should.
Those are awesome, though.
I
The
sh-
Christmas tree jerseys.
I love the face you made. The little.
No, seriously, they are awesome.
I
I don't mind
I
them.
might get one just to get one.
I don't mind them because it still looks like a jersey.
Yeah, sure.
You got your normal
Yes.
stripes everywhere.
Yeah, there's nothing like no diamonds on the.
Yeah.
Freaking
Not,
the Islanders don't have black in their logo
ever
or
ever.
silver. Bring
Three-
back the fish sticks for God's sakes.
3 for 6 is
What is it?
Washington,
Yeah.
Ottawa.
I think that's
That's a
You
good.
know what?
That's your.
That's a good
potential
matchup.
series.
That's a good
I
matchup.
actually was gonna say I think that's a sweep for the Senators. To be
Dude.
honest, yeah.
I-
If Carlson comes
You
back,
don't like Braden Holtby.
he's not good. I'm sorry, he's really just not a good goalie. He's got a great
not.
glove, but he's too big of a body, and he really is bad with low shots. The reason why he did so well last year in the playoffs,
Because he played the Rangers. That's why.
he played the Rangers one, and they committed to blocking shots under Dale Hunter, defense first, and you took down the low shots. You took that away, but they're not really playing that under Adam Oates. So I just don't think that he'll be really that effective.
Nah, I'm with you.
Bets are done for the season.
I haven't heard anything about him. I
Yeah,
haven't heard a
that's
thing.
why I was
I
asking.
think he's. I think it's safe to assume that he's pretty much done. But again, I just think. I think that the Senators would sweep that series. There's no logic behind it. I just, in my gut,
Just in your gut.
just think that's what would happen.
Sometimes just go with
Can't
that.
fault that. This
4
next one will be the series.
4-5.
This will be epic.
Yeah,
This will be
Boston,
epic.
Toronto. I will
That'll
watch
be a
every.
fun.
This will be
fun-
epic.
I will watch
especially
every
the whole Phil Kessel storyline.
Yeah, and I would not mind the Toronto one. To be honest with you, I wouldn't mind it.
I-
Obviously, my Stanley Cup pick, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
I am praying that either Toronto or Ottawa falls to 7,
yeah.
just so they can have a Canada first round matchup. I
That'd be a
am
lot of fun.
Yeah.
praying.
I wouldn't mind that too.
Oh my God, the country would shut down.
Well, yeah, because Montreal.
The Senators could fall.
They
You
could-
know?
Yeah, they're all almost a point behind.
I mean, the Senators won their last 2, but for a while they had lost their last 5 or something.
in their
like
last
that.
5, they're 5-5.
Yeah.
I think Toronto.
Oh, sorry, last 10, they're 5-5.
Yeah.
I think Toronto and Ottawa played in the playoffs. I think it was like either 0-2 or 0-3, and
Battle
the
of
series
Ontario.
was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, it was awesome.
So now we talked about this, on the first or second episode, but do you now retroactively give Ron Burke a lot of credit?
Yes.
You know,
He should have never been fired.
Yeah, I don't understand. No one really knows the behind the doors reasons, but
Probably got Luongo, to be honest with you.
probably. But
And I don't.
in retrospect, you probably would have had to give up a lot, and it's
he
probably
probably had to give up
yeah.
Kadri.
Well, no, they actually said he wouldn't have moved Kadri. He would have moved Kessel, which is weird.
I guess the young guy. Well, Kessel's only like.
He's only 26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's scary. He's been around forever.
Yeah.
And
He was 18 when he broke in, right?
yeah, and Kessel, yes, he's very inconsistent, but when he gets hot, he's
hot.
untouchable.
The Rangers know about it.
Yeah.
And you also have to keep in mind too, Kessel's line mate Lupol, was him and them two last year carried Toronto. He was, Kessel was in the MVP race for a long time
He finished in top 5 in points.
until Lupol went down. And
Now he's hurt again, Lupul.
He's hurt again. Yeah. They're not saying it, but it's pretty much a concussion, right?
I think
So
so,
yeah.
yeah.
Missed the Devils game.
Yeah, it's one of those things which, I think I kind of like this idea of not saying, hey, the guy's got a flat out concussion. But, players aren't stupid, so even when you say, hey, he's just, under the weather, we know what's happening. But I like it so that you don't have players or idiots going and just targeting their heads.
Yeah, I do too.
That's true.
If Gady Malcolm was a scratch yesterday, I heard it's because he had severe sunburn.
What?
I don't know if it's true.
Did you
though.
say
Ass hurted.
Malkin?
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know if it's true though.
Severe sunburn?
Yeah, I saw it somewhere on I think Twitter or Facebook.
Severe
Yeah.
sunburn.
Severe sunburn. That was a new one.
Okay.
Sounds like a baseball player thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we can go to the...
Where did he get the sunburn from? Pittsburgh? The balmy weather of Pittsburgh.
In the
I don't even know how to react to that.
Right? Like I'm like.
Can I just jump on local news for a second? I have to say this. So apparently Brian Boyle of the Rangers was battling this mysterious illness for
yeah,
like
you can't
a week.
sleep. Yeah.
And then he revealed on Twitter like a day or two ago that he had an allergic reaction to what? Scoring? But
That was awesome. I saw people say that to him. It's like,
I had to do it. So okay.
I felt bad.
To the West.
you got Chicago and
I want to say something right now. I think it is awesome that the Stars are in it right now.
yeah.
After
Like,
trading
all
away
those-
Morrow,
everyone's-
trading away Derek
like,
Roy,
No idea what he's doing.
they are.
It's awesome.
I love it.
Yeah.
And because of the Stars, now all original 6 teams are not in the playoffs.
Yeah, Detroit.
Because Detroit is out right
Detroit
now.
bounced. I mean, they're tied for points. But they have the same amount of games.
So what do you think if Detroit doesn't make the playoffs? Do you think that's an epic failure, or do you think it's just one of those?
I
things.
mean, you
I
have-
think it's astronomical for them because
it's
they've made the
definitely a
playoffs
failure.
20-something years in a row.
22.
Yeah. Then I mean, yeah.
And
mean,
their team is good enough.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
They're not good enough to win the cup. I mean, they can make a surprising run if they get the right matchups, but
Anything that has Datsuk and Zetterberg on their game
yeah, exactly.
is scary.
But I think it's a big disappointment
I
if
think
they miss.
I agree. But you got Chicago versus Dallas. In
I
first
love the
round.
fact Dallas is in it. I really do.
Yeah,
It wouldn't be a long series.
No,
I'll tell you that much.
No.
I'm sorry. In my opinion, Chicago's just going to steamroll the whole West.
You think so?
I don't really
Something's-
see a team that really
like you had the
matches
gut
up well.
feeling before. I had the gut feeling that they're not. Like
It's very possible. It could be one of those things where
not
they
with this.
just spent so much energy, with the streaks and
Yeah.
playing so well in the regular season that they have nothing left. But I don't know. Right now, I don't see a team that touches Chicago.
I think they're on a collision course with the Ducks. The Ducks
And-
can play with
yeah.
them.
The Ducks can, yes,
play
they
with
can.
them.
Did they sweep the season series?
I think so.
yeah,
The Ducks have been really good this year.
They have.
Under the radar too.
Yep.
Yes, exactly.
If the Blackhawks didn't have their run, we'd all be talking about Anaheim as
Yeah.
being their big team of the year.
And they are on a collision course. I just think, in my opinion, if they do match up, I think Chicago still takes that series. There's no logic because, like you guys said, Anaheim sweep the season series. I just think, it's Chicago's year, in my opinion.
Can't argue.
Second round. The 2-7 seed is Minnesota and Anaheim.
That'd be a very good
That'd-
series
that'd be a lot of
because
fun.
I like the way Minnesota's playing, even though they've
Zach
fallen off a
Greinke
little
gets
bit.
hurt. I'm kidding, but
You're so bitter.
I'm not. That's my first. I haven't taken any shots at Zach this year.
You just did.
I
just did.
honestly thought you were gonna say that's my first love. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's so sweet.
Aw.
No, he wasn't my first love.
As Anthony stares longingly.
Thinking.
It was Stefan Richer,
yeah.
That's right.
Bruce Driver,
Is
Ken Danico,
is-
Chico Resch.
is Josh Harding actually playing, or is he just kind of?
It's Backstrom.
It's Backstrom.
No, but I'm
No,
saying,
but
is
he
Josh
actually
Harding
playing.
is the backup? Is he
Mhm.
is he
Yeah, I think
actually
he
back
is.
from his
And he-
MS?
Yeah. That was amazing. The fact
Yeah,
that he's
that is-
come
that
back
is-
from multiple sclerosis.
Touch it? Wow.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, this guy's awesome. You know?
Yeah. I mean that is
It's an
truly
inspiration, you know.
incredible to think that you have such a disease like that and you're playing
And
at
you're still
one of the
playing,
highest levels.
Yeah.
You know.
And he got a shutout his first game back.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That's a good
But
story.
I mean, what do you think? How long the series would be? Do you think?
It's got potential to be 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I would
I
take
think
Anaheim, though.
yeah, I think
Yeah, I would take
wins,
Anaheim.
but that could be a very interesting
Yeah,
series.
I don't think it's a lock to go either way. You know.
No,
No.
if Minnesota wins,
could see him in-
you
I
know,
wouldn't be
it's
shocked.
yeah, exactly. It's not one of those
Although
things.
with
Where
Heatley
it's
out
like,
for
wow.
the rest of the season, so
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. Zach Friese's new toy they can't use.
Well, they have Pominville now, so you know.
That's such a good move.
Palmer.
They give him a lot. Do it.
The population of Pominville goes up by 1.
I can't believe that's a real.
Yeah, that's like a
Call.
John Sterling call.
Oh, it's Rick Jenneret, baby. It's real.
That's awesome.
3 versus 6 is Vancouver, St. Louis.
I think Canucks done. I think the Blues beat them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so too. I
Yeah.
really
Oh,
I've liked
What's
the
your
Blues for a
take
while.
on Luongo saying your contract sucks? Please tell me you read about that.
Yeah, I read about that.
Oh, that was hilarious.
It's funny. I mean,
Yeah, I love
it's
Luongo.
it's
He signed
quite
it.
true. But again, he signed it. I'm
So did
sorry.
Vancouver.
That's true.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he signed it. Vancouver offered it.
Yeah. And really, do I really feel bad for this guy that, oh my God, he sits on his ass to make
Makes
$5.5 million a year?
No,
Oh my God,
no.
wow. Really, give me $5.5 million and have me watch hockey for
Yeah.
the rest of my life,
Yeah.
and I'll gladly take it, Roberto.
I'll take $5 to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, so
I'll go to Detroit.
Yeah.
Okay.
but with that in mind, he will get moved over
Yeah,
the
over
over the summer.
But it's gonna be hard. The Cats going down.
It will, but there are still a lot of
Teams out on
teams,
the floor.
and
Siberia, baby. That's where he's going. Ship him out.
I just think he's too good of a goalie to not, get moved somewhere.
4-5. You got L.A. versus San Jose.
Didn't they just play in the playoffs recently?
Yeah, and last year was it last
Was
year?
it or the year
Or
before, something like
I
that?
know San Jose was up by 5, or L.A. was up by 5, and one of them blew it.
Mm-hmm.
I love Couture. He's my boy, but I think LA wins.
The Kings have
They're
they
still
had a
so
slow
deep.
start, but they've been excellent
Yeah,
recently.
Jeff Carter's got 24 goals.
Yeah.
Carter's been amazing.
Yeah, but I mean, the crazy
had-
thing is, he has 24 goals. He has 29 points.
Yeah.
Does he? Oh, okay.
He's not a helper.
See, I
Yeah.
have to go with San Jose just because they're my preseason.
Yes, they were.
gotta
Yes,
stay
they
with it.
were.
I have to stay with it.
Why not?
Yeah.
Now, 9 and 10, Red Wings and Blue Jackets. Do you think either one of these teams get in, or does Dallas stay
I
in?
think
the
if
game?
Two would
anything-
be Detroit.
Out of the two, yeah. I think Columbus will put up a valiant effort. They're just not there yet. They're
agree.
a piece
gonna go
away.
down to the last-
Probably another really solid defender.
Mhm.
It's gonna go down to the last day of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, that's great. You got to think, hey, they gave up their franchise player in Columbus with Rick Nash,
Yeah.
and they're still playing relevant hockey.
They got another one
That's
back
a
now.
win.
They did. Yeah.
Yeah. Which great move for Columbus.
Yeah, I think it's a good.
I think it's an awesome move for
Yeah.
Columbus.
I mean,
Honestly,
it's a
I'm-
no risk move for
I'm of
Columbus.
the
actually.
mind that it's a good move for both. To be honest. The prospects you guys got on the prospects.
Yeah,
players,
the players. It's nice, and like I said, but again, it's more about the outside parts that you get the cap space that you can re-sign McDonough, you can re-sign Stepan, who is phenomenal this year. I mean,
top line center.
Who would have? He is our number one center. Brad Richards, who?
Yeah.
But it's just amazing to think, the maturation of Derek Stepan so quickly
Leaps
too.
and bounds. Leaps and bounds.
Yeah, I mean,
he's
he's
been
only
phenomenal.
21, 22?
Yeah, he's younger than all of us.
It's
That's a scary part.
yeah. Well, but he's almost as bald as me. He is losing hair fast. Watch him on a pregame or postgame interview. He has some thinning hair.
It's going away quick.
Yeah.
what
Hey,
happens
but you
when
know
you play
what?
for the Rangers.
When you're making that much money, I'm sure women don't care.
It's okay.
All right. Well, we have to make it a quick show today because Alex has prior.
Yes,
I do have
yes,
one thing I
yes.
want to touch on. I don't know if you guys heard about this, the partnership with the You Can Play.
Yeah. Kudos.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great job by the league. It makes perfect sense. Just
And it's
with the whole Brian Burke's son thing and everything
Yeah.
like that, it makes sense.
More unlikely that within the next couple of years you're gonna have your openly gay hockey player.
And you know what?
Absolutely. And
Who
probably-
cares?
Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. Who cares? And probably true with all sports. It's
Yeah, absolutely.
probably going to happen in football very soon. The question is, I wonder, and it probably won't happen, but like if you retroactively, like someone like Sean Avery, be like, oh yeah, by the way, I really was gay.
Wouldn't surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me at all. I don't think he is. I mean, he dated. It could have been for show. I don't know. I'm not behind closed doors with Sean Avery.
Ellen
Hey
John
now.
Kids, so.
Yeah. So, but I mean, he dated a lot of models and things like that. He's just an interesting bird, Sean Avery.
It went wrong when they found out he was on the different team.
Yeah.
But I
That's
think
enough.
Yeah.
I think it's a great move for the league.
Oh, absolutely.
I think so too.
You-
Kudos to you for bringing it up.
Yeah. I mean, as a league, by doing this, it separates yourself. Just saying, like, you know what? Now we can't get criticized or anything like that. It's like we back this 100%.
leadership,
We're fine with this. So you know
Yeah.
what?
Good for
Kudos
them.
to the
Good
league. Bettman did something good.
Yeah.
Finally.
After the whole lockout debacle, I think this kind of makes up for it in a different sense of the term.
Yeah.
Because it's a
you
different
haven't
part
seen-
of the spectrum.
You haven't heard Fire Bettman in a long time, so Fire
No.
Bettman.
Yeah.
There you go. But
Um,
not after this. Bettman did a good job.
the one thing that still has to change, and again, this is not. I don't know if it's anything that the league can do. It's just kind of the mindset of certain fans. There still is that element of racism. Like for instance, when PK Subban was playing,
Yes.
Wayne Simmons.
and Wayne Simmons, they threw a banana peel. I'm sorry,
Gotta stop.
you can't have that.
This isn't like
it's the
Europe
fucking
or soccer,
21st century.
It's a game.
It's a game, and
It's a human goddamn being.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, I don't understand why you would even think that that's, it's one thing to joke about it, and obviously know that you're joking. I'm not endorsing that. But the point is, there's a difference between doing a joke and actually throwing
Yeah.
it and having the mindset, oh, yeah, I did it on purpose. Like, how ignorant are you that you think that because he's black, he can't play hockey?
Hey, what's wrong with saying, "Hey, Subban, you suck"? You could just
Yeah.
say that.
Exactly.
Don't give any,
You don't have to say you suck because you're black.
Exactly.
That's not true. He's
No,
going to
yeah,
win the
no,
Norris.
he's a good player.
Yeah.
Don't give any intimation, regarding race and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Just have your fan right and
And
say you're bad. And that's
The
it.
more you know.
There you go.
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. Woo!
So let's get to the picks.
No.
We have a tie.
He's so happy.
I am hot. Because you've been leading the friggin'
Again,
Wales.
my
know.
early Columbus picks over
Kinda backfired on you.
Chicago has.
Do you have your picks ready? Or?
I need to see the thing with the thing.
The thing with the thing.
The thing with the thing, you have the technology on the screen. But last week, I have 5 wins. Chris, you have 4 wins. That's why we were tied. Alex had
Holler.
3.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Still a 500 week.
yeah. I'm not. No one's saying you had a bad week.
Well, you're intimating it.
I had a better one.
Wow, he's such a tool.
No, I'm not gonna score.
Score Chicago.
Who's number 29? Is that
Brian Bickle.
Okay.
I'm gonna make
Thank you.
Gretzky's head bleed.
Nice.
Oh, by the way, Chicago is my pick for today. So, and Elliott's shutout streak just ended after what? That's
97 hours. I don't
no, it was
I didn't
100.
really have
It's 100 and or almost 200 minutes because he had 3 shutouts in a row. So that's 60 minutes. 121, 80. So I think it's at like 200 minutes.
Oh wow.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty impressive.
All right. So you taking Chicago? I'm taking Tampa over Buffalo.
Me too, Ant.
Are you?
Yes.
Maybe I should join that. No.
I told him I'm picking on Buffalo for the rest of the season. Tomorrow I'm taking.
Toronto over New Jersey, just
Oh,
to stick
baby.
it in
Right.
Ant's face.
It's not really sticking to it. To me.
No, you need the Devils to win that game so the Rangers can try and leapfrog them.
I would love that to happen,
It's not gonna happen.
but it's
I'm
not
taking
going
Chicago
to.
over
so-
Dallas.
I'm taking the Bruins over the Senators in a wonderful
good
Northeast
choice.
Division matchup. For shizzle.
Tuesday, I'm taking the Islanders over Florida.
Minnesota over Calgary.
I have the idiot Rangers over the more idiot Flyers.
The more idiot play. Wednesday.
I'm going to take Anaheim over Columbus. I'm finally betting against Columbus.
Oh no! I'm taking Boston over Buffalo.
Oh.
Taking on Buffalo again.
Wednesday, I'll take Les Super Canadiens de Montréal.
Over Pittsburgh,
Yes.
huh?
Yes.
Wow.
Okay. Super! Galchenyuk! Right, Galchenyuk, that's his name.
Olele Blue.
Sacre bleu.
Thursday. I have LA over Columbus.
Really now?
Yeah,
Why do you have LA over Columbus, Dan?
because LA's been playing really good lately.
Fair assessment. I'll take it.
I'm going to go with New York over Florida.
Oh, come on!
Yep, I'm
Rangers
doing
or
it.
Islanders?
The
Oh,
Rangers.
dude, we're going to the game. We're going to lose.
Yeah,
you know
I
that.
I know that.
You taking the Rangers?
Yeah, it's my last game of the season that I'm going to, and I know just how the Rangers are this season that I'm going to walk away very disappointed. I'm probably going to, on the train ride, drunkenly rant
And
how
have some
Lundqvist
beer
is
and
leaving.
stuff like
You know, he's not going to be on the team in 2 years.
I really.
Lundqvist, because of them losing to the Panthers.
You could join Frank in that conversation.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I should probably just take the Panthers now, too, just for that.
Probably should.
So
No, I'm going to take the Senators over the Capitals just because of Paul McLean's mustache. That's it.
that mustache is so epic.
I know.
Love the
The
rationale.
Walrus. It's a good
these
rationale.
these are the mindsets of hockey.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What the
hockey
hell?
Analysts.
What the hell? I'm not an analyst. I just picked just because.
Friday I got Anaheim over Calgary.
I'm going to go with St. Louis over Dallas.
I've got the game of the night Friday. Avalanche Oilers. Taking the Avalanche. I don't even know who's their goalie now. They all suck. Varlamov's dead. Their rookie
I think
died.
it's,
Now they have
Joe
Jaguar.
Sakic.
Rookie died.
I think Joe Sakic has suited up.
I mean, God, these teams are so bad. I'm disappointed with the Oilers.
I'm disappointed with the Avalanche. Why didn't
Me too.
I can't believe they didn't move anything at the deadline.
Doesn't make any sense.
I wanted Paul Stastny.
They should have just moved Stastny. I
They,
mean,
they really should. I mean, he's just floundering in Colorado. They don't. They don't. Yeah, but they're not even giving him really respect. You know,
He's
like
like a fourth line guy.
yeah,
It's
I mean,
it's,
he's what,
Mitchell. It's Duchesne and
yeah.
O'Reilly. Is O'Reilly a center?
He's
John Mitchell.
John-
Yeah.
John
See,
Mitchell,
you
yeah.
see the role he's playing on the Avalanche?
Yeah.
Why can't he be a Ranger still?
well. How old is Stasny? 24, 25?
25 around there, like 20, maybe like 26, maybe.
And he's a dynamite hockey
I
player.
don't think there's anyone who wouldn't want him. You know?
I'll take him.
He's smart too.
I miss John Mitchell.
Saturday, I had to change my pick. I was gonna take Pittsburgh over Buffalo. I was like, I can't take Buffalo. Buffalo's gotta win one of these games.
You know they're gonna screw you one
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. So I'm taking Toronto over Ottawa. Battle of Ontario.
I'm gonna go with the Islanders twice this week and take the Islanders over Winnipeg.
Oh God. Oh, that's gonna be a 3-point game.
Yes,
It's
it
gonna go
is.
in overtime. Everything.
Every game that I'm picking, it's not
much.
helping me as a fan. I'm just picking
Yeah,
it
last
as
night
an
was like the worst scenario for me.
Yeah.
Both the teams that was
Yeah.
chasing get a point. You know.
But before I give my pick, I just want to not to rub it in. Ant. The Devils' tragic number is 9.
Oof.
Just saying.
Oh, is there an actual number?
Yeah.
Points gained by the 8th seed and points lost by the team that's trying to catch the 8th seed.
So Devils can't lose 9 points.
So if the Rangers on the win and the Devils lose on the same night, that's 4 points.
Okay.
So they would go down to 5.
God damn it.
Okay.
God damn it.
So,
So-
and Saturday I'll take the Blackhawks over the Coyotes.
All right.
So the tragic number.
All right.
Dun dun dun.
Follow us on Twitter at PassByShoot. At PassByShoot.
Good to be back.
Facebook.com/PassByShoot.
Thanks for joining us, Alex.
You're welcome.
Thanks for coming, Alex.
I graced you with my presence.
That's right.
Follow us at. Go
You guys don't see it, but there's an aura.
on
around here now.
PassByShoot.com.
You know.
We have a website now. Live chat with us. It's up all the time. I'm constantly on it. And we will see you guys next week.
Yes, and I'll be writing an article soon, so be on the lookout for that.
See you guys next week.
Peace out. Get ready for the NBA playoffs.